Thank you for watching RooTV.
Welcome back to another episode of RooTV. I'm Marissa Leggio.
And I'm Grace Kertz. 4 engineering-based campus organizations are preparing to unveil and present their projects and competition. Stay tuned to hear what the organizations have created.
On April 13th, Kansas City teen Ralph Yarl was shot and seriously wounded by a homeowner while trying to pick up his younger siblings. Police said the teenager's parents asked him to pick up his siblings at a residence on 115th Terrace in the city's northeast side, but that he instead went to a residence on 115th Street, the Kansas City Star reported. Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves said that the evidence from the scene does not suggest that the shooting was racially motivated, according to the Associated Press, but investigators will continue to look into this possibility.
Late Professor Sheila Honig was honored at the Interdisciplinary Symposium on April 14th and 15th. Professor Honig was an English professor at UMKC for more than 40 years, establishing herself as the longest-standing professor in the department and as an instrumental influence on many students. Grace Gyron, one of her students, shared that the way she taught really helped students pinpoint the main arguments in their papers. Her impact was also left on colleagues, such as Jenny Frangos, another English professor, who stated, "It's like the cornerstone of the department is gone." Professor Honig passed away on February 9th, 2023, due to a stroke earlier in the week. She is survived by her husband, Ron Honig, her daughter, Dr. Rachel Honig-Kurkowski, and her grandson, Alexander Kurkowski.
UMKC philosophy professor Clancy Martin addresses suicide with realness and even humor in his new book, How Not to Kill Yourself, Portrait of the Suicidal Mind. The Kansas City Plaza Library hosted Martin on March 23rd to promote his most recent book, which came out on March 28th. The initial inspiration for the book came from Martin's editor, who had someone close to them attempt to take their own life and pushed Martin to write about his past experiences. From there, Martin wrote I'm Still Here, which recounts his time in psychiatric wards and his history of suicidal ideation. However, the response was more than he expected. I had people email me saying they were looking up how to kill themselves and instead found and read my article, Martin said. His book can be purchased on Amazon and Penguin Random House.
Now, let's throw it over to Jackson Ogden for sports.
Welcome back into the den. I am Jackson Ogden. The NBA playoffs are underway, and boy, do we have some problems. It was a weekend full of injuries, including stars Giannis Antetokounmpo and Ja Morant, whose returns are in question moving forward in the first round. It's still very early in these first-round series, but with these injuries, the Bucks and Grizzlies not only took big hits towards winning a championship, but they also are now in danger of getting knocked out in the first round. It's still too early for any major overreactions, but if the Suns are going to lose to the Clippers with Russell Westbrook shooting 3 of 19, they also might be in trouble. Shifting on over to Royals baseball, they got embarrassed by the Braves this past weekend and now sit at a putrid 4-12, including a 1-9 home record. I'm old enough to remember in spring training when people were getting all excited because we were scoring runs on future DoorDash drivers and accountants, but I was never fooled. The team is out of the race every year by Memorial Day, and this year I don't even think they're going to make it to Cinco de Mayo. As former manager Buddy Bell once said, never say it can't get worse. Well, that's all I have for this week. As always, go Royals, go Chiefs, and Roo up.
Welcome back to Lifestyle and Culture. I'm your host, Joshua Cunningham, and today I'm going to focus a little bit on myself because I'm just going to do some of my favorite songs that I've been listening to and a new artist that I've been listening to. So first, let's start with the artist. Her name is Frex, which means for example. She's from LA, but she just seems like what R&B is going to be in the future. She seems like she has a very futuristic sound, and I'm loving what I'm hearing. My favorite song is Oxford Circus. I've been listening to it a lot recently, and I would suggest that you listen to that song too. It's really good, and I think it will be a good introduction to her as an artist. Now, I went to my Spotify stats today, and I just wanted to know what was the top 5 songs I've been listening to this month. So here it goes. Number 5, Who's Taking You Home by Kyle. I know Kyle, dropped off after I Spy, but I still listen to him because I like him. And Who's Taking You Home is just one of those, dance songs. I mean, I really like dancing sometimes when I'm in my dorm room, so this song plays and I'm out here dancing, having a good time. Number 4 is Disillusioned by Daniel Caesar. I mean, you already know that I love Daniel Caesar and his album just dropped, so I'm going to listen to this song, but this song's a little different than the other ones, and it just has a nice beat, so I like that one. Then we got Luxury by Azealia Banks, and wow, this is even more of a dance song. I'm really out here, dancing, having the greatest time, feeling like I'm back in, 2013, a little kid just having fun at recess, dancing along. I mean, it's a great song. Then we have Always by Daniel Caesar. As I said, his album just dropped, so I've been listening to it a lot, but Always specifically is my favorite song off that album. And, if you just broke up with someone, maybe don't listen to it. You'll be a little heartbroken. Me, I've been single for a while, so I can listen to it with no pain, but, sometimes I might think about the olden days when I was, dating someone, and it gives me some nostalgia, so it's a great song. And then number 1 is Ramon. Just a great song. It's by a pretty new up-and-coming artist, Sean McAvey. I don't know how to say it exactly, but he has a great voice. I've been listening to him for a while. Found him on TikTok and just liked the songs he was making. This one's just a good vibe. When you're walking around, just having, going to a class, having this song play just makes nature a lot more fun, makes it a lot more lively. So that's all I have time for today. Those are the songs I've been listening to. That's the artist that is up and coming and is going to be great, and you should listen to her. Now, if you want to hear more of my music opinions, come back next week on RooTV and follow me on Instagram at Mr.Cunning123.
Hi everyone, it's been a while, but I'm back with more movie and TV show recommendations. Beware, there might be spoilers. Let's talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie that took me back to my childhood, and I'm sure you've all heard Bowser's Peach's song. This scene made everyone laugh in the movie theater. Overall, the movie was funny, lighthearted, and depicted the brotherly relationship between Mario and Luigi very well. Next, we have Beyond the Universe. This is a Brazilian film about a girl named Nina who suffers from lupus, an inflammatory disease. During her battle, she meets Gabriel, a young doctor. This is a love story, so it may not be for everyone, but it is absolutely worth watching if you have some free time. Lastly, I have a documentary recommendation for you all, which is MH370, The Plane That Disappeared. This 3-part documentary transports you back in time to when a Malaysian Airlines flight vanished into thin air. This was a very real, heartbreaking event that makes you question what happened on the night of March 8th, 2014. Well, everyone, that's all for me. Until next time.
Club sponsors and the Dean of the School of Science and Engineering, Kevin Truman, enjoyed presentations of projects from 4 engineering clubs at UMKC. Concrete Canoe Club, Baja Racing, Steel Bridge, and Design Build Fly are all preparing for competition. Concrete Canoe Club created a canoe from concrete mix, taking aesthetic inspiration from the Northern Lights. The Baja Racing team fashioned a custom-designed buggy and utilized welding to incorporate car parts into it. Steel Bridge team is fashioning a bridge that can support 2,500 pounds. Design Build Fly is creating a radio-controlled model plane sporting black and yellow colors. While most members in these clubs are mechanical or civil engineers, all students can participate. Search the organizations of ROO groups to view their meeting times and get involved.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of RooTV. Be sure to hop on the subscribe button and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RooNewsUMKC.
See you next week.